Plaats agenda item. 533,000 people voted the judges off the bench on November 2. And this continues to be a hot issue at every stop where we're at in this 99 county tour. So I think the court has a lot of healing to do. And I think the right thing, in my opinion, would be, first of all, to resign. You always give people the right opportunity to do something. So I'm saying take the emotion away from it, and I think they should resign. Let's put in a fresh court that will stay with the Constitution. Even Governor Branstad said it's clear that they went way beyond their constitutional authority. So when people say we're inserting politics into this process, absolutely not. The court inserted politics into the process by trying to make law from the bench, execute law from the bench, and amend the Constitution from the bench. And not just me, but in a historic vote, 533,000 Iowans voted them off. There's people way more passionate about this probably than myself, because we hear about it every stop.
What do you think gives you the authority to tell someone to resign like that, though? Because you're not even an elected official. You're a
well, what I'm saying, I'm telling them, I'd suggest that they resign. I'm also the people, and our Constitution says we the people. So I would say any one of you would have that opportunity. That's why we have the First Amendment. That's what the profession you guys are in, free speech. And so even though I might disagree with what somebody says at some point, I would fight to my last breath to allow them to say it.
Since you said in there that you don't think they will resign, what bills that are in either the Iowa House or Iowa Senate do you back that would address overturning gay marriage in this way?
Well, what we'd like to do is, as I said in there, is I would love to see that they would reaffirm the Defense of Marriage Act. It's still the law in the books. I'd love to see the legislature reaffirm the Defense of Marriage Act. Two is I'd love to see Iowans have the right to vote on this issue, as I mentioned in there. And I think Senator Gronstol is way out of step with the people of Iowa. I mean, if he believes this is such a great idea, let the people of Iowa's voice be heard on it. Let the Senate debate this issue. But for him to be dictator and say, we're not going to let the people of Iowa's voice be heard, I think he's going to be held in check when it comes November 2012.
And impeachment, you're not sure your position on that?
It would also be hard for me to say that we're endorsing something until we see it. And so we're not there yet.
What about a bill that would prohibit the legislature from reviewing laws passed? Prohibit the Supreme Court from reviewing laws passed by the legislature on marriage?
Well, that's the thing is that even when I did the debate with the Supreme Court judges, and they cite Article 12.1 that they have the opportunity to void legislation that they deem unconstitutional. And I said, I agree with you. I mean, so even though I disagree with them on that issue, they have that right. But the second sentence says, the legislature will create all legislation to carry out this Constitution. They overstep their bounds when they create law. So as long as they stay within their constitutional authority, I'm okay. It's when they want to make law and execute law and amend our Constitution for us, I have a problem.
But the press conference, Dan Morrison since the retention board, he's had one private conversation. You said a few seconds ago that should he be having private conversations with you, or should he be coming to public events and talking to you one-on-one?
Well, I think, Dan and I are good friends, as you all know, and I still consider him a good friend. Yes, and we did have coffee the Saturday after the election, and we kept it very lighthearted, and we drank coffee. That's about what we did. Dan's got my cell phone. Dan knows where I live. He can reach me at any time. Be happy to talk to him. I'm a little bit disappointed that a friend would go to the levels that would hold a press conference saying, he knows where I'm at. Talk to me.
Why not go after a constitutional amendment rather than spend your efforts trying to get rid of the judges?
We do want a constitutional amendment. But here's the deal. It's a dangerous precedent when you allow a judge or a court to make law. Matter of fact, even if you agreed with their decision here, that's a dangerous precedent to allow a court to make law. Because as soon as you do that, your private property's up for grabs. The way you educate your kids is up for grabs. Your Second Amendment's up for grabs. There's a host of things that come for grabs. And by the way, we won that debate. I mean, November 2, we've already had that debate. We won that debate. So I don't know why we need
the law is the same though. So what's your end game plan?
Well, yeah, you're right. The ruling doesn't change. But you still have to hold the judges in check when they go outside the constitutional bounds. The law hasn't changed, as I mentioned in there too. The law hasn't changed.
But I'm interested.
Well, as what I just told Brett, if you're listening, I said, we'd like to see them reaffirm DOMA, and we'd like to push through a constitutional amendment so that people can vote.
House File 5
You bet.
made it through the funnel. The personhood bill that you were hoping for did not. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I don't think that's over with yet. From what I'm being told, I don't want to get too far into the weeds, but I still think the personhood vote bill has a choice. We would like to see all lawmakers be on record with real sanctity of human life from conception to natural death. But at the same time, we don't want to see Carhartt coming into Iowa either. And we were very clear in Council Bluffs yesterday in answering those questions as well. As a matter of fact, they're with us. They're saying they'd like to see Gronstal on a true pro-life bill. Where are you at? At the same time, we don't want to see Carhartt using our system so he can do more late-term abortions in the state of Iowa.
What do you think about Eric Wilson joining the board?
Eric and I are good friends, and that's the thing. You know what the neat thing about Eric is? Eric calls me. Eric called me. I didn't have to read it in the paper. He didn't hold a press conference, say, tell Bob Vander Plaats this. He called me, and we had a good visit. I don't want to steal a line from The Godfather, but I think it fits here. It's not personal, it's just business. Eric is in this business. Eric was my campaign manager. I know he has a great deal of respect for Governor Huckabee, but I think he really does like Governor Valenti too, or else he would not be signing on. I think Governor Huckabee is one of those who is very genuine, very sincere, and I don't think he's lying at all, that he is completely still undecided on will he run or won't he run. And some people just aren't going to wait forever for him to make up his mind. That's just the reality of politics. And so I think, Eric, that was part of the reality of politics. But I would say for anybody reading the national polls, especially the polls in the South, if you're saying Huckabee's not going to run, I think you're nuts. I mean, I think he's going to give it strong consideration.
But you're not sure.
No, I'm not. No, he knows I'm keeping a fair and level playing field. And some people say, well, Huckabee's a friend of yours, and he is. But so is Palenti, and so is Newt Gingrich, and so is Haley Barbour, and so are a couple others that are running for president. So we're going to keep a level and fair playing field.
If Governor Huckabee doesn't, are you Palenti maybe your first choice then?
I don't. We're going to keep a level and fair playing field.
You spoke a lot about families,
You bet.
marriage. So do you believe that a gay marriage would not be a strong marriage or a strong family?
No, I think the very purpose for marriage. I mean, you all the way back to the law of nature. The law of nature is God. And even go back to the reason why lawmakers rallied around marriage. The reason they rallied around marriage is they wanted Bob and Darla to have kids, procreation, develop society. My concern is when you start taking away the parameters of marriage, which to me is pretty simple, I think it's settled, I think it's overwhelmingly supported, like 31 states voted this way. Where does it end? That's why I gave the example there. The polygamist, does he have an issue here? I think he does. Someone who's bisexual wants to marry a man and a woman, I think they've got an issue. A dad that wants to marry his son, probably. Or a business partner that wants to marry a partner for the transfer of assets. If you're going to open it up, open it up. And I don't think we're ready to do that. Matter of fact, I've asked that question of a lot of people who say, well, why can't, I said, well, can people who want more than one wife, can they have more than one wife? They say no. I said, why not? I mean, so where do you draw the line?
Would you rather see open up then?
No, absolutely not. I think what you do is you stand for the law of nature, and the law of nature is God, one man, one woman marriage. It's very designed for procreation. It's the foundation for a civilized society. And I think what we're seeing today is the reality of everybody going, I want the benefits of everything. We can't afford it. Just simply can't afford it. And you're going to see the economic realities of that, not only in Wisconsin, I think you're going to see it in Iowa, I think you're going to see it in state after state after state. I think the federal government's wrestling with it right now as well.
Changing the subject,
Yes.
how about, don't look at me.
No, don't look at you. Okay, go ahead.
Do you have any political plans in the future?
My plans right now is only to build the family league. Because I really do believe, and it's been confirmed over and over again on this 99 county tour, is that we can have a great influence from the local level all the way to the national level by mobilizing people who are really conservatives for the family and who are for the Constitution. So that's what we're looking for right now.
Well, you had a pretty good run governor. You came very close. Thinking about that again?
Well, I get asked about that a lot. We're not asking, I mean, yesterday a guy said to me, he said, "You ever think about taking out Hart?" I said, "I think about it daily." That doesn't mean I'm going to run against him. Okay, so I don't know. Our goal is to build the family leader right now, and I'd like for that to be my long-term vision. Thanks, guys.